Hello, and welcome to Spooky Southern Storytime, Episode 1, also known from here on out as Ground Zero. I'm just going to give you a quick introduction to what this little vlog is going to be like, what you can expect from the videos. I'm really excited, kind of talk a little bit about me, give you a little backstory, I guess, on me. If you don't know me, if you don't follow me, if you are new here, welcome. If you have read my stuff and you are here because you like my stories, then welcome. Welcome to everybody if you're just popping in. Okay, so Spooky Southern Storytime is exactly what it sounds like. This is going to be a little vlog that I put together just on a whim as I try to continue to grow my literary business. I shouldn't say try because I'm doing it. Success is measured by, in my mind, happiness. So with that said, let's jump right in. So this vlog is going to be a compilation of course, spooky Southern stories. And, you know, the stories themselves, some history, and then my own experiences. I would also like to get into, you know, listeners' own stories. I would love to share some of those. Of course, we will talk books on here periodically because I am a writer and a reader, and so books are where my heart lives. But mostly this is going to be about the stories of the South. You know, Georgia, the Appalachians, pretty much everything Virginia down. I consider the South. I was born in Virginia. I grew up in Georgia in a very small town. Both of my parents are from the South. I have a lot of history here, a lot of roots, a lot of blood. So those are the stories that I'm going to be focused on. So if you are here for that, that's what it's. So my plan is to start off by sharing one of these vlogs monthly. I don't want to overwhelm myself. I might get into weekly, but I've never done anything like this before. And right now the ideas and the juices are flowing. The magic is there, but I don't want to like get into a place where I run myself dry. I don't think I will. I've lived here, like I said, my entire life, and I just learned 2 new legends over the past week during research, which may or may not have actually inspired this vlog, now that I think about it, that I had never heard before. So there's no shortage of Southern stories. So again, that's why I would love for readers to tag in, to write in. You can either leave something here in the comments if you think you have a story to share, slide into my DMs, whatever. You can also visit my website and use the contact form there to send me a longer email if your story is too long to do the other 2 ways on here. I will include the link to my website in the comments down below, because I don't know by heart. And I'm completely doing this on the fly. I have no notes or anything, so sorry for the ums and the stutters. It's one of those things that I took public speaking class in college, but never really got over. But anyway, so that's pretty much it. I'm very excited for this vlog. I'm excited to share some of the stories that you may have heard, that you may have not heard. Some things that, like I said, I experienced myself that I've never shared on social media. Some of which have made their ways into my books and little hints here and there. But nothing like fully fleshed out or explained or experienced. Sorry, I look at myself and then I'm like, I have frizzy hair, whatever. Weather changes. It's like the end of August right now. So it's going from summer to fall, and my hair and my skin and my allergies are like, yay, but mostly that's it. Just thank you for being here, and I'm really excited for this. And so today I'm going to share just a little campfire story to get us started. I kind of consider this a teaser story to the series. It's one that, you know, if you went to a summer camp, if you went to a church camp, if you went camping with friends, or you had sleepovers, maybe in the woods, maybe in your backyard in the tents, all the things that we do in the South, because, you know, that's what we do. Tents in the living room when it's raining outside. You have probably heard some version of this story. You may have even read it in literature class as a short story. But I'm going to share the version that I grew up with, that my granny used to tell me growing up about a friend that she knew, as most Southern stories tend to start off with. It makes it more personal, I think. But a lot of these stories were passed down by word of mouth, so you never know. Now, this story is called The Green Ribbon, and it was the inspiration for my upcoming short story in the Aesop anthology being published by Pendragon Press through Wilds and Warnings. Sign up for the Kickstarter here, add it to your Goodreads. I'll include those links in the notes below as well. But this is one of my absolute favorite stories just because it seems so unassuming and so normal, which builds the tension like a true campfire story should so much more. And then at the end, it's just got that boo jump scare factor and it's just done. It just leaves you. So as the story goes, as my granny told it to me, there was a girl named Jenny that she went to school with. And Jenny was quiet, gorgeous, dark hair, dark eyes, pale skin. All the guys had a crush on her. All the boys had a crush on her. She was mysterious, studious, which made her that much more alluring. So she wasn't necessarily popular. She didn't run with really any one crowd, but everybody wanted to be in her atmosphere anytime she was around. She just had this strange allure about her. Granny spoke to her as you do in a small school. Everybody, they weren't really friends, but they got paired up on some projects together sometimes. They were in the same classes, they went to the same church, etc., etc. And now Jenny had one strange habit, and that was that she wore a silk green ribbon around her neck all the time. No other jewelry, just this, emerald green ribbon that went around her neck like so, and it was tied in a bow at the back. Well, after they graduated, because like I said, they weren't close, they weren't friends, Granny lost touch with Jenny. And as you do in small towns, you hear wedding announcements. So a few years later, she saw in the paper that Jenny was getting married to this guy. I don't remember what his name was, but we'll call him Tom. So Jenny was marrying Tom, and they, had, your basic church wedding, pretty white dress. Granny went. A lot of people went back then to weddings. I don't even know if they were invited, but Granny went to the wedding. I don't know how that worked. Maybe you did send out invitations back then. But anyway, Granny went to the wedding. It was beautiful. Jenny and Tom got married. And then again, you just hear things through the grapevine, through the small town, but it's not like she kept touch with Jenny over the years. Jenny and Tom never had any kids. They were very happily married as far as everybody knew, but they never had any kids. They lived in a little house. Jenny worked for the phone company. Tom was a farmer, and they, had a pretty good life. They got older, and this is where it gets a little muddied. So this was stuff that Granny heard through Tom and through his friends, again, through the grapevine, as you do in small towns. So as they got older, Jenny became ill. She wasted away much faster than her husband. The doctors came. They couldn't diagnose what it was. It was just one of those wasting sicknesses back then. And so she was on her deathbed. And, Tom was beside himself. He never left her. He was very distraught. He wouldn't let anybody into the house at that point except the minister who would come and pray with them daily. They were preparing every day for it to be her last day. And according to my granny and the people that she heard this from, her sources in the grapevine, one night, Jenny woke Tom from where he was sleeping in the chair by her bed and basically told him, I'm about to go. I can sense it. It's my time. Death has come for me, and there's something that I have to tell you. I've kept a secret from you for our entire marriage, and I don't want to die with that on my conscience. Tom's like, what is it? And she's like, I need you to take off my ribbon. I can't do it, but I need you to do it for me, and that will tell you what you need to know. I can show you better than I can tell you, basically. And so Tom's like, well, that's an odd request, but okay. Maybe it's hurting her, whatever. So he goes and very gently lifts her hair. She's very emaciated by this point. So he unties the ribbon very slowly, very gently, and as he does, Jenny just looks up at him and she smiles and she says, no matter what happens next, I've always loved you. And so And now again, Tom's a little shook by this. Seems like an odd thing for him to say. He's never doubted his wife's love. So he removes the ribbon. And what happens next shocks him to his core. Jenny's eyes shift, her head slides and falls off her severed neck and rolls across the floor. The end. That just always, it was so graphic as a child. It just affected me, like her head just flat and just fall rolling across the floor. So what was Jenny? What was she? Was she some kind of a ghoul? Was she like a zombie, living dead type thing, a reanimated corpse? Was voodoo involved? Who knows? I don't really know. And I used to ask my granny that all the time, and she said she didn't know. Tom didn't know. Nobody knew because, of course, Jenny was dead. Her head fell off her body. Was the ribbon enchanted? Did it keep her alive? Some of these things I kind of attempt to answer with my own theories in my short story, Cold Shoulder, Green Ribbon, in the Aesop Anthology. So you should definitely check it out. You should definitely read it. And that is it for today on Spooky Southern Storytime. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you follow me. And I will see you here next time.